good evening, good evening, good evening. KJ, what's going on? Alrighty. The program appears to be performing slowly. Continue. All right, let's do this. Old dog, Henry Ford. Hey, check it out. James G's on the line. What's going on, James G? Wild Man, Ekong, Joe, Travis Marty. Dr. Dev's in the house. Big Daddy Fernie. Justin, good afternoon, Justin. Full Octus Photos. Luis, Mad Dad, what's going on? Justina, good evening. Nancy, good evening to you, Miss Nancy. All right, David. Alrighty, good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's over 50% per year. Can't wait to learn something new. Justin, what's going on? Mercedes, Faber. Best songs, Justin. Taco. Faber, what's going on? Pat Dan Mac. Chifana Bass. What's going on? Good evening. Alrighty, so what we're going to do here is we're going to look at some good quality companies and see if they fit. Living the dream, way to go, Faber. To see if they fit what I'm looking to do. Okay, what I'm looking to do is a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's what I'm looking for. Now, if you're here looking for capital appreciation, put a couple $1,000s into this stock and wait a decade or two, you're in the wrong place. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for cash flow. Now, the only way I know to get cash flow on a weekly basis is through weekly options, weekly stock options. If you understand that, okay, fine. GD, what's going on? Thank you for that. That being said, well, also, I'm looking for companies that have been successfully profitable for at least 2 decades. Now, 2 decades is 20 years. 20 years. Sky on, what's going on? Hi, y'all. All right, so what platform do you trade on? I trade on Think or Swim through Charles Schwab and also on Robinhood. That being said, okay, so what do we want to look at tonight? Last night we found like 6 or 7. Captain, what's going on? Keenan, good evening. Am I religious? It's an inappropriate question for here. Keenan wants to take a look at Robinhood. H-O-D. Hood. All right. If you like it, okay. OG man, what's going on? All right, so Robinhood, H-O-O-D. Take a look at the numbers. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. Look at this motion. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Definitely an upward trend if you like Robinhood. Okay, if you like Robinhood. Well, they don't have any dividends, at least not yet. They haven't been around long enough. That being said, well, what do the options look like? Well, it's currently at 122.37. So the 122s are going for 259. Well, that's a nice rate of return if you like Robinhood and you're okay where it is right now. Looks like she's getting into a new trading range. So let's take a closer look at it. Vince Jackson, what's going on? King Asher King, what's going on? All right, so here we go. A year ago, you get the glasses on for this one. A year ago, we're at 35 bucks. We find the bottom in April, 30 bucks. Then the top is at 153. Do you see that? It goes from $30 all the way up to 153. That's about a 300% increase. 30 bucks to 150? Yeah. Darryl, what's going on? How you doing today? All right. Mr. Bruner, good evening, sir. And how's it going? All right. So, that's a nice run up. 30 bucks to 150. Okay, well, we're sitting at 122 at the moment. Let's look at the last 90 days. Well, here's the last 90 days. Here's the top, here's the bottom. Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Well, it's an upward trend. Well, that's what we're looking for. Well, let's zoom into the last 30 days. The last 30 days would be right there. Check it out. 30-day bottom, 30-day top. She shoots up, pulls back. Now it's a nice slow upward trend back up. The 123s, oh, 210. Let's check a look at those. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, now we're going to change it from single to covered call or covered stock. And we said we're going to do the 123s. There it is right there. Okay, I just want to do one contract just to give you an idea of what the numbers look like. And once you understand what the numbers look like, what they mean, and how they affect you directly or indirectly, maybe it gives you a better situation to come up with a better answer. Gold Ranger, what's going on? Emil Durden Buta. Well, alrighty then. How are you doing today? All right. What do we have down here? Up, downs in the house. Tom, how you doing? David, what's going on? I keep getting stuck in these options. Oh, stuck in these options. Well, Phil, you might want to drop me your phone number, dude. I'll give you a buzz. I'll walk you through some of the stuff where you might be getting stuck. Ken Ray, what's happening? What's this stock? Well, this stock is Robinhood. Why is HRLCPB keep going down? All right. We'll take a look at Campbell's and what was the other one? Hormel and Campbell's. We'll take a look at those in a little bit. But right now, we're still looking at Robinhood. Buy one covered call, HOOD, 26 December. That's this coming Friday. Now, one day is already gone, and we're not going to be here on Thursday. So we only got 3 days left. That's it. 3 days until the end of the week. So 274 is my profit. 12,000 is my investment. And anytime you make an investment to find out what the rate of return is going to be, you got to take the profit, 274, and divide it by the investment, 12 G's. Well, let's find out what that looks like. Gary, Carnival Cruise Line is paying back dividends. All righty then. So let's take a look. So 274 being the profit on this trade, and the investment is going to be $12,026. That gives me a grand total of 2.2%. Now, I'm told you, I'm looking for a 1% rate of return on a weekly basis. This here, Robinhood, the 26th December, which is this Friday, the 123 call option is going for 2.27%. So why not? You know what I mean? 2.27. Here we go. And that's always comes down to that very last question. Do I like Robinhood? Because never buy something you don't want to hold on to. That just doesn't make any sense. All right, what are we looking at? There it is. I don't even know what that one was last night. Hurts. All right, here we go. Oh, come on. There it is. There we go. Robin Hood. Robin Hood. There we go. One covered call of Robin Hood. 26th December. That means this option is going to expire this coming Friday. That's all that means. The $123 call option. So what does that mean? Well, more specifically, I'm buying it for $122.40. $122.40. 140, and then I'm going to turn around and sell it for 123. I'm going to pick up $274, and it's going to be 2.2%. Now, if 1% a week is 50% per year at the end of the year, well, 2% is definitely over. 2% a week is definitely over 100% by the end of the year. So, wow, that's lovely. Oh, gotta wait for it to restart, reboot. 2.2%. All right, I got it. Relax, I got it. Pop up, come on. There it is. $2.2 for the day. Yeah. 2.2 for the day. I like it. But you got to ask yourself, do you like Robinhood? Now, Robinhood doesn't pay any dividends, so it's not something that I would do personally. Darryl, what's going on? Carnival Cruise Lines bringing back dividends, huh? Well, let's take a look. Carnival Cruise Lines. What do we have here? Sold one contract, Hertz, 550 strike, got 9 cents, not too bad. All right, that works. Hey guys, how's it going? Beast is in the house. All right, so Carnival Cruise Line, you say? Hell no. Next. That was pretty quick, wasn't it? Next. Mr. Bruner, good evening. Ken Ray, good evening to you. Anthony, thank you for that. Jim Jemison, all righty. Would you invest in YMAX? Me personally, no. Andrea wants to take a look at APP. APP. App Lovin' Corporation. Why are we looking at this, Andrea? $700 a share, and it's at the high of the year? Come on, Andrea, you've been here long enough. You know we don't do that. Keenan, amen. Thank you. Anthony, thank you, Anthony. I see you. All right, Rocco, how's it going? Pre-law flipper. Oh, back again. Pre-law flipper is back again. How you doing? Keenan Hannison. That's a strategy I have not come across. A consistent 1% at least all year. That's pretty solid. Thanks, Keenan. My goal is 1% per week. Okay, 1% per week is over 50% per year. Ador Abella. GAM. What the heck is GAM? GAM. No options. Who came up with that one? A doorbell, no options, no thank you. Oh, Andrea, you hit the wrong button. AAP, Advanced Auto Parts. There you go. Could this be the bottom right there? We've been waiting for it for weeks. It's been dropping. Today could be the day it all changes. We don't know. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was a year ago. Here's where we are now. Look at this. Sideways, down, sideways. Up, sideways, down. What's going on today? Well, I'm going to need the glasses for this one. Here we go. A year ago today, we opened up at 43.21. We bottomed out in the second week of April at 29. The top of the year was 70. So she goes from 29 to 70. 29 to 70. That's like a 200% increase, 210, something like that. But that's a nice increase. Look at your last 90 days, the last 3 months. Same thing. The top, the bottom. Okay, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. What's going here? Today, it actually could be changing direction. Right there. It's actually the low of the day, and it's turning around. Well, that's awesome if it's actually turning around. We've been waiting for this thing to turn around for weeks. Keenan, put. What the heck is put? Keenan? No options, dude. Sorry. Ain't happening. Advanced Auto Parts. You get a hot. Way to go, Andrea. Adorabella. GAM. Where look at that one? No. Gravy. Hello. Hello. No to options. No. I like options. Okay? Weekly options. I don't do monthly options. I only do weekly options. Remember, I'm looking for weekly cash flow. What do we have over here? All right. Gary wants to take a look at Carnival Cruise Line. Oh, wait a minute. AT&T. Who wanted to look at AT&T? Someone. All right. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down. We're at 24.30. The 24.50 is going for 8 cents. This is the part where you all say, oh, hell no. That's not even 1%. Hell no. Zippy. How you doing today, Zippy? All righty. Jobu. Oh, Jobu. Jobu. Wasn't that the wasn't that the witch? Wait a minute. The movie. It had Sheen in it, Charlie Sheen in it, and he was a baseball player. I forget the name of it, but Jobu was the Major League. Thank you. Jobu was the voodoo guy's. What do you call it? He kept praying to. Jobu, help me hit the home run. Jobu. Yeah, fuck you, Jobu. Remember that? I was trying to figure out where the name Jobu came from the movie Major League. Thanks. All right, Jobu wants to take a look at SLV. What the hell is SLV? iShares Silver Trust. Hell no. I don't buy anything at the high of the year. David, we already looked at AT&T. Bag Holder Anonymous, GC. What is GC? Global Connections. There's nothing there, dude. Okay, GC. Nothing there whatsoever. We cannot find this symbol. Not that I don't like it, so we can't find it. What data app are you using? All right, Parrish. This here is called Think or Swim. It's from Charles Schwab. Okay, so Charles Schwab bought TD Ameritrade a while back, and they bought this. All right, okay, done there. Jason, how many trades per week? Uh-oh. How many? What does no options mean? I have no idea. All right, here we go. How many trades per week are you spreading across? Holy cow. How many trades per week? It's got to be at least 70 or 80. I got 7 accounts. AGNC, hell no. Norse, hold that thought. I'm going to show you why I'm saying no to AGNC. Well, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I look like Christian Bale, but older. Oh, wow. All right. Next, what are we looking at? Hertz. Okay, Major League. Yep. I need help to get back on my options game. I used to do really good weekly, but lost my mojo. Oh, no. You come to the wrong place, dude. We are boring as hell. We are slow. We are pitiful. We're only looking for 1% every single week, but our consistency is off the charts. It's well over 90% consistency. Well, that works for me because 1% every week is over 50% per year, and that's what I'm looking for. All right. What does no options mean? Like you can't short it? No. Means either the company has a stock option that you can buy and sell against it, or it doesn't. Okay? So, wait a second. AVGO. AVGO is a yes, but AGNC is a no. You have to set a goal. No, I have not. Okay, so AGNC and AVGO. AGNC. Okay, now who wanted AGNC? Okay, Norse Force. Do you see this right here? 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay? The premium with a bunch of zeros, it means if you are wrong, if this goes the wrong way, you cannot get any money for it. So I just don't do that. That AGNC is one of a few that I just don't do. AVGO, now that's a different story. AVGO, Broadcom, a different story. Here's your top, here's your bottom, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. It's definitely bouncing right there. Here's the top, here's your profit taken, now she's shooting up. Well, let's look at the last 90 days or the last 3 months. Okay, the top, the bottom, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, your bottom's right there last Wednesday. Thursday was higher, Friday was higher, and today, that's a definite bounce up right there. That's what I'd be looking for. Now, if I'm buying it at 341, well, the 342s are going for $4. I'm going to say yeah to that one. Pre-law flipper. We are all well on our end, thank you, sir. I was making coffee for the show. Alrighty then. Pre-law flipper. Okay, I checked. It is, in fact, done brewing. Woohoo! I don't do coffee. Isn't that weird? Now I do tea. I do tea with honey and ginger for my vocal cords because I talk too much. Jason, you already asked me that question. Creo, what's going on? Fufu, good evening. All right, so Creo wants to take a look at AVGO. All right, well, let's look at the last 30 days and see if this makes sense. Here's your last 30 days. Okay, we're sitting at 340, jump up to 410, that's $60. Drops down to 320, now we're up to 341. Okay, well, let's do the 342s. Let's get this out of the way. Let's change this to covered call just like that, and the 342 right there. One of them at the market, and here is what it should sound like. By one covered call AVGO, 26 December, that means the option is going to expire this coming Friday. The $342.50 call option. Well, it's paying $462, but look at what my investment is going to be. 33 G's. Well, 33 is a big chunk, but what's my rate of return? Okay, however much you put in is irrelevant. Is what are you getting in return for your time, for your effort, for your money, for the risk that you're taking? Well, let's take a look. I'm going to need the calculator. 463 is the profit. Okay. 463 is the profit. See, max profit. Okay, the cost of trade, including commissions and fees, there it is right there, 33,000. Well, does that make sense? Well, let's do this. Let's divide it. Was it 33,787? 33,787 with a total weekly return. That's not right. Yeah, I missed something. 463, try it one more time. 463 divide 33,787. What do we have down here? Ovidian. Can we see what's going on with Best Buy? Beast looks like Best Buy is finding a bottom. I know, it's killing me. Okay, sit tight. We're going to take a gander at it. So 1.37. All right, well, I like 1.37. Here we go, 1.37. All right, and here it is right there. AVGO. 26 December. The 342.50s. There's the profit, 463. There's the investment. Well, that's, what was it again? 1.37. All right. $1.3. Yeah. All right. 1.3. Why not? Okay, so down here, you guys wanted to take a look at, what was it? BBY. All right, here he comes. Where are you with BBY? Here we go. We're going to do BBY, guys. And here we go. BBY. Okay, Beast. That expired on the 12th, then expired on the 19th. I sold the 74 strikes, received 40 premium. Today I sold the 73s, picked up another 35. I've also picked up 95 dividend. Cool beans, cool beans. Well, let's take a look. Here's Best Buy. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was a year ago, 85. Here's where it is now, 71. Look at the motion. Up, down, sideways, up, down. We're at 71. It's dropping. It hasn't found the bottom yet. It's still looking for the bottom. Okay, last 90 days, shoots up, pulls back, back up, back down. New 30-day bottom right there. Okay, 30 days ago, shoots up, drops down. New bottom right there. Sorry, guys. I personally, I want it to bounce up and head up before I would jump in. Dr. Dev, Fufu, I got 5% this week. Way to go. Uh-oh, Movies and Candyman, Altria. Now, is Now an actual stock, N-O-W? I thought he was just impatient. Now! Answer me now! That's interesting. Here's the top, the bottom. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on right here? Last 90 days. Let's zoom into that. What does it look like? What does it look like? Up, down, 1, 2. Look at that. 2 days to the upside. Look at your last 30 right there. Here's your last 30. Top, big drop, sideways and up. 156 to 157 is going for 145. You barely make your 1%. Movies and Captain wants to take a look at Altria. Altria, M-O. Interesting. What's going on? Shoots up, pulls back, back up. 58.61. The 59s are going for 12. 12 cents on a $60 stock. Oh, hell no. Okay, I just checked the facts done brewing. Okay, yep, okay. Lopgop. JC, what's going? Jason, how many trades? Okay, Jason, I told you over 2,000. Major League, excellent. EQIX, what the hell is that? EQIX. EQIX. No. Who came up with that one? I don't do monthly options. See this? January, February, March. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to try something. Hold this. Let's see this for a second. I want to show you something. This ought to be interesting. There it is right there. All right. I think that's pretty big, don't you? January, February, March, June, September, December. Those are all months of the year. I don't do monthlies. They just don't work for me, and the numbers, not that fun to try to figure out. I don't do monthlies. They're just a pain in the butt. Okay, Equix, no. Now we got to check that one. Dow. Ooh, I just jumped into some Dow this morning. Here we go. The top, the bottom. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down sideways, 2342, the 2350. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Jefferson, good time to sell calls on Procter & Gamble. We'll take a look. Sit tight, Jefferson. We'll take a look at it. Do you always play in the money for below for protection? Absolutely. Think about it. It's always going to be a numbers game. Okay, what am I buying? What am I selling? Which direction is it going? And how often and how big are the trades on a weekly basis? Does it look like it's going to be called away, or does it look like it's going to go up or down? The chart tells us everything we need to know. I mean, here's the top, here's the bottom. She's going sideways for the past couple of months. What's going now? Well, now it looks like she's going up. Everything's right there that you need to see. Bet it then down, 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 down. Okay, why is real KIA JFK? Oh, alrighty. Whatever. All right, so last 90 days. Okay, here's the top, here's the bottom. Down, up, down, up, down, up. This is definitely going to the upside right there. So let's take a look. Let's get out of that. Let's go here, and let's do the 2350. One contract. There we go. Oops, too far. All right, here we go. One covered call Dow, 26 December, that's this Friday. The 2350, it's paying 37 and it's a $2,300 investment. So maximum profit. Now, do you remember any video you've seen me? Any video. Always the same. Hey everybody, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, and consistent 1% per week. Okay, well, let's go through some of that. When I say simple and safe, the covered call is one of the simplest and safest trading strategies there is. You can actually do it in your IRA. You can't do a lot of stuff in your IRA, but a covered call, you can. Now, when I say predictable, I know exactly what I'm spending, and I know just what I'm profiting, and the stock doesn't have to move at all. Most people buy the stock and wait for it to go up, or wait for it to go down, wait for it to do something. A covered call, you don't have to wait at all. I buy it at the money, I sell at the money, and I collect 1% or more every single week. What do we have here? Taco, what's going on? Okay, Yalissa, I'm going to get to that in a minute. What happens if the stock price goes down? You keep the premium from the covered call and hold the shares? Absolutely. Wild Rides, PNT. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But let's check out the rate of return for this. Okay, for that we need the calculator. 37 is the profit. The investment is 23.13. So that's a small one. But still 1.6. 1.6 for 1 week. Actually, it's only for 3 days. Because there's no trading on Thursday. So we have tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday. That's it. Just, I like that one. Just 3 days. Okay. So, 1.6%. %. Let's see this. There she be. Dow, 26 December, that's this coming Friday, the 23.50 call option. If you like Dow, 37 is the profit for one contract. One contract's going to cost you 2,300. Okay, so what am I doing? Well, I'm creating weekly cash producing assets. Each one of these stocks that I buy, I consider it as an asset. Well, I know what I paid for this asset. This asset is 2.3, 2,300. That's what it's cost me. Okay, and on a weekly basis, you have to have you set a live goal? No, I have not. So the profit is a nice 1.6% return. Okay, 1.6. And here we go. 1.6. Alrighty then. I like 1.6%. Service now. Okay, Cray, I have no idea who those are. Jake, we just looked at Dow. Bet it then down. Okay. Farman, do you always play in the money and below for protection? Absolutely. Cray CRM, we'll take a look at that in a minute. All right, Rocco seems to have an issue with stocks going down. I want to show you something, Rocco, just in case you didn't quite understand how the game is played. All right, Rocco, check this out. You ready? Look, here's the top right there, 31. She drops down to 21. Shoots up to 24. She drops down to 21. She shoots up to 26, drops down to 21. Shoots up to 24, drops to 23, shoots to 25, and shoots to 23, and back up to 23.5. Rocco, there was no sign saying, let's take a break. Oh, wait a minute, let's see if I can do that. Yeah. I do remember it. Not bad. Let's see if I can do that. Hold on a second. Cool beans. I remember how to do it. All right. Imagine that. Some things you just never forget. Okay, so PNT. What the heck is PNT? It's never a good thing if I have to ask what is something. PNT. Point Biopharm. That's a great question. I think it may have some effect. Hold on. Do you? Wait, I'm missing some questions. Are these credit spreads? No. I was doing QQQ and really good, but it is so much capital. Absolutely. There's a lot of other trading strategies that you can use and a lot of other stocks that you can use other than the Qs. I mean, the Qs may have great liquidity and have a lot of movement, but there's also a lot of risk there. And you got to stay in front of it all the time. I like set it, forget it. But hey, if that works for you, great. I was doing Qs. Okay, got that one. No, they are not credit spreads. We're doing covered calls for most part with the occasional cash secured put. Thank you, Beast. QDTE should give about 3% daily. You have fun with that. I don't like risk, and I don't want to sit in front of my computer all day. Great questions. And yeah, some of the stuff what you're saying is actually true. But you got to remember, risk-reward ratio. More risk, more reward. Less risk, less reward. Also, don't forget the time factor. because the more complicated trades that give more money take more time. So a covered call is relatively simple, less than 5 to 10 minutes a day. Get in, get out, take a look, and it's only 1%. Now, some of you, 1% a week might not be enough. But you got to remember where I'm coming from. I'm going to be 62 in a couple of weeks, which means I actually get to collect Social Security. All right, fine. Well, my money's going to come from somewhere. Well, and it's coming from my investments. Well, if I'm getting 1% every single week, that pays all my bills. Okay, you guys are looking for something a little bit different than what I'm looking for. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you asking questions. Hate the loser, BTRX or BCRX. Okay, not quite sure why we want to look at that one. Hold on. Okay, so PNT has no options. Okay, wild rides, no. INTC. So what other questions do we have? Yep, you do need a lot of capital for that. Up, down, and you think ODT will be the price, blah, blah, blah. It's a great question, blah, 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 blah. Let's take a look. Not QDTE. I don't do QDTE. Just has not been around long enough. Okay, Intel. Here we go. Whoops. Let's change this so we can read the numbers. Costco, Zill, that's way out of the price. Okay, Intel, 36.37. The 3650s are going for 49. So that's, yes, I like the numbers. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Look at this. Sideways, up, down, up. What's going on right there? Let's zoom in. Okay, last 90 days. Up, down, up, down. What's going on right there? Okay, 1, 2, whoa. Is that going up or is it not going up? Okay, Jefferson. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit closer. Okay, take a look. Shoots up, pulls back. Bottom was right there on Thursday. Friday was higher. Today, it started out higher, but then it pulled back and closed lower. So we thought that Thursday was going to be the bottom. And then this was going to be a nice run-up. But no, today kind of threw a monkey wrench in that. So we're going to pull back a little bit and just sit a little bit longer on Intel. Okay, Jefferson. Is a good time to sell calls on Procter & Gamble. Okay, so Jefferson, there's a lot of trading strategies you can do. Okay, now are you selling naked calls? Are you selling covered calls? What kind of calls are you selling? Okay, so here's Procter & Gamble, 42.69. Well, 142.69, it's dropping like a rock. So no. Okay, 30 days ago. Here's your top. Here's your bottom. Here's your run up. 1, 2, 3. It's coming down, and it's going to keep coming down until it's done. That's basically all there is to it. It's going to keep coming down until it's done going down. What do we have over here? Ron and Mark. Cool beans. All right, so that being said, no to Procter & Gamble this week. Okay, she went from 138 to 148. 138 bottom to 148 the recent top. That's $10 on a $130 stock. That's over 30%. No, not a time to buy. When a stock jumps up 30%, that's when you start taking your profits. And you say, thank you, and then you move on to the next one. Yalissa, MDLN. Okay. MDLN, Yalissa. All right, I'm going to find out who's making that noise. All right, I can't figure this out. Who the hell's here? All right, whatever. All right, Yalissa, MDLN. MDLN. Medline. What the hell is Medline? Oh, it's a no. January, February, May, August. Okay, Yalissa, you're new here. I don't do monthlies. Weekly options only. Okay? These, January, February, May, those are months of the year. I don't do those. I like weekly options. 26 December, that's this Friday. 2 January, that's next Friday. 9 January, it's 3 Fridays away. 16 January, 4 Fridays. 23 January, 5 Fridays away. Friday, 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 Friday. Every 7 days, I want to do a weekly option because it just makes sense. Circle Project, how are you today? Okay, Cray wants to take a look at CRM. We're not done with AT&T. No. CRM. Interesting. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. One bottom, two, three bottoms right there at the 220 area. Okay, she drops, goes up, sideways, back down, back up. 264. The 265 is going for 194. No, just not enough money. Sorry, who came up with that one? Sorry, Cray. I want 1%. 1% of $264 is $2.64. I don't want what they're offering. No. Costco, Zillville, C-O-S-T, Costco. Now, I'm going to say no to Costco right off the bat because I don't do stocks over $300. Okay, this thing was at almost $1,100. Now she's down to $850. Yeah, $850 per share. That's a lot of potatoes. Okay, BCRX. What is that? BCRX. BioCryst Pharmaceuticals. January, February, March, monthly. No. I don't do monthlies. They just don't work for me. Hunter Denley. Upstart stock, good long term. I have no idea what the ticker symbol is for that, Hunter. Scott, how you doing? Mikey G. So whenever you say 1%, do you mean 1% of the total stock price? All right, Mikey G, sit tight for a second. All right, Mikey G, are you ready for this? All right. Mikey G, this account right here has 150,100. Okay, $150,000. Okay, 1% is 1,500 every week. Okay, so if I have 8 positions, one of them can give me 2 or 3%, one of them can give me 0.5%, but as long as all together it comes up to $1,500 a week. That this account's got 150,000 in. So 1% is 1,500 every single week. That's what I'm looking for. 1% every week. Understood? All right. VG. What the heck is VG? Venture Global. Never heard of it. But let's take a look. Here's the top, 25, drops down to 8, back up to 20, back down to 12, to 15, down to 6, now we're at 660. That's a lot of movement. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm going to say no. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I don't care what that looks like, even though look at it, it looks great. Okay, it's bouncing off the bottom of the year. Wonderful. Yeah, but there's no options. They're terrible. I don't do that. Okay? If I'm wrong, 0, 0, 0, 0. Yeah, no thank you. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Sorry. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Calamaric. Calamaric. All right, here we go. Tony Stocks, Kita. Dina, Intel. We already looked at Intel. Yes, time is your best friend for covered calls. Thank you, Jefferson. Eric, Oracle. I love Oracle, ORCL. Not just now, but the future for Oracle is very bright. Okay, here's the top, here's the bottom, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Definitely going up. 198, the 197.50s. Oh, hell yeah, look at that number. That number looks great. The last 90 days, the last 3 months. Here's the top, here's the bottom. Look at that, up, down, up, down. Look at this right there. 1, 2, 3 to the top side. That's exactly what I'm looking for. All right, well, let's zoom in a little bit closer. Last 30 days. 30-day high, a 30-day bottom. 1, 2, 3. That's my cue right there. And the 198s, well, it's paying 370. Well, let's take a look at that one. Get this out of the way. This over to here, covered stock. There we go. The 197.50s. There it is. One contract, just so you understand whether or not you can afford more than one. Okay, so if you know what one's going to be and you know how much money you have, well, maybe you can get 4. Maybe you can get 13. I don't know. Here we go. Buy one covered call, Oracle. 26 December, that's this coming Friday. 197.50. I'm buying it at this price right here, 197.95. That's the going price right there, 197.95. And then I'm going to turn around and sell it for less than what I paid for it. Buying it 197.95. And I'm going to sell it at 197.50. I'm going to walk away with $332 per contract. So if I buy 5 contracts, that's $1,500. Okay, well, each contract is $19,000. Okay, maybe I won't buy 5 of them. Let's find out what the math says. Math says 332 divided by 19,418 gives me a grand total of 1.7%. Okay, I like 1.7%. Interesting. Oracle. Let's see what it looks like. Come on. Bum, bum, bum. There it is. Oracle. 26 December. 197.50. Here's the profit. Here's the investment. It comes up to a grand total of, what was it again? 1.7%. If you like this company. And it's always going to come back to that last question. First question is, does it make sense? 1.7. Here we go. NVO. You know that kids can't read that. Sorry about that, Tear Bear. With dividend stocks, I love to put a collar on the stock. The options are juicy enough. Jefferson, you're absolutely right. But here's the thing. Okay, a collar is a lot more effort. It means there's a lot more education needed. And there's a lot more time in order to manage it to make sure that it comes out right. So I always say, learn the simplest, easiest trading strategy first. Once you get this one done, think about it. This one, 1% a week, that's over 50% per year. Once you perfect this, fine. Then take some of that money and put it into a collar, a spread calendar. something a little bit more risky, a little bit more rate of return, if that's what you want. Okay, what I'm looking for is specifically return on a weekly basis. Tyrant, do you use leverage or cash only? Okay, Tyrant, I've been doing this for almost 30 years. I use leverage. Are weekly significant better than monthlies? Okay, Robbie Trite, is that right? Robbie Trite? It's all relative. Okay, now it's complicated for those who don't understand it and don't have the time to put forward to it. It's not that complicated if you understand the simplicities of it. You buy a stock on a Monday and you sell someone the rights to buy it from you between Monday and Friday as a weekly option. Well, it works great when it works great, which is most of the time. So, Tyrant, to answer your question, I have a leveraged account. Okay? So, that being said, I always tell people do not do leverage, do not do margin until you understand the risks involved. Jefferson, with dividend stocks, I look for, yeah, we already talked about that one. Tier Bear, you know that kids can't read that. Okay, thank you. Randall, IWF. Randall, what is that? I have no idea what IWF is, Randall. So let's take a look. IWF. iShares Russell? Yeah, I don't do monthlies. Randall, no monthlies. Eric, NVO. NVO. Now, I have some NVO. Look at what it's doing. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Look at this. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Up, down, sideways. 48 even. Okay, the 48s. Well, it's at 53 now. The 53s go, oh, hell no. Hell no. Can we look at UMAC? UMAC. Okay. Why are we looking at this? Who came up with this one? 5280 Fighting Bulls. Look at your last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago was the bottom. Shoots up, pulls back, and shoots up again. I don't buy at the high. That's the 30-day high right there today. A caller then on GP Jefferson. I didn't say that. Uh-oh. Who that guy daily? Snow. Isn't that Snowden? S-O-N. Snowflake. Oh, Snowden. I think it's okay, take it up. Take a look. The top, the bottom. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. 226. The 225 is going for 375. The 227 is going for 232. Well, the more profitable one is going to be the 227. Let's take a look at that one. Zero cost basis on my Procter & Gamble. I see that. It's good, but Jefferson, you got to remember, if you're doing a caller, then you know a lot more than mostly everybody else here. Okay, I try to teach the simplest and easiest strategy first. From there, then we move forward. But I only give away one strategy. That's it. That's this one. Jefferson, you can't sell? I feel bad for you. Okay, what else are we looking for? Are weekly significantly better? It all depends, Rob, what you're looking at. Tyrant, do you use, we already talked about that one. Rocket Lab, do you look for dividend-paying stocks first? Yes, absolutely, Scott. Because you got to remember this, Scott. Dividend stocks share the profits. That's if they're profitable, they will share the profits with you. Okay, those are the companies that I like. Why would I want to do anything else? Next. All right, if you have 10 grand in savings, you could turn it into 15 within 12 months. Yeah, I got you there. you can then turn into 22, and then you can turn into 22 to 32, so on and so forth. Yep, 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 yep. Louis, are you looking for income? All right. You guys are doing a great job there, Beast and Up Down. All right, so snow. All right, you really like snow? Here's the last 90 days for snow. Here's the top, there's the bottom. Shoots up, pulls back. Look at that. That's like freaking perfect if you like this company. So let's look at the 227s. Okay, go there. We love it. All righty, all righty. 227. There it is, right there. One contract. Whoops, 1111. And at the market, and here we go. By one covered call, snow. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It doesn't show signs of stopping. I brought some corn for popping. 26 December, that's this coming Friday. The 227.50 call option, just for the week. That's it. It's paying $337 with a $22,000 investment. Now, a lot of people think that that $22,000 is at risk. No, the only risk that there is if the company goes bankrupt. Well, it's your job to do a little bit of research to see, is it a safe place to put your money? Well, how well do you know Snowflake? I have no idea who they are. I have no idea what they do. I've never once bought it because I don't buy stuff I don't understand. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Jefferson, zero cost basis in my Procter & Gamble. You know, Jefferson, if you want to have a conversation, I'd love to chat with you. Okay? Because the caller is an interesting trade. Okay? Number one. But you got to know a little bit more than just the covered call. It's a little bit more advanced. That's probably why it has a better rate of return. Well, if you have a zero cost basis, whatever you're bringing in is a nice return. All right, so that's snow. Let's on snow. 337. The investment is 22,413. 22,413 gives me a grand total of 1.5%. If you like snowflake. Snowflake. Whoa. Ah, come on. Where is it? There it is. There it is. One covered call, Snowflake. 26 December. The 227.50s. Look at, I'm buying it for 225. I'm selling it for 227, and I'm walking away with additional 337. So if this thing is above 227 by Friday, I'm going to walk away with 3 here and another probably 2 there. It's like $500 on this one trade. Home equity. Should I invest on credit or loan? Okay, Wags, I can't tell you what to do. But I tell you one thing, Wags. I first got started in the 90s, the 1990s. I took a second mortgage out. Okay, I started out with 12 grand in the 90s. And I've been playing this game for a little bit. Okay, but I can't tell you what to do. All right, so our profit on this was 1.5. Freaking thing keeps stopping on me. Technology, it's great when it works, but when it don't work, it's a little bit frustrating. Let's try this one more time. One more time, if we try. One more time for all the old time. I think we can make it one more time. 1.5, if you like 1.5 on a weekly basis. That's what it comes to. La la la. AJ, ONDS is great for options. Really? I never heard of it. ONDS. Well, let's take a gander at it. ONDS. Turn the fan on. It's getting a little warm in here. Okay. Hold on a second. If it's 927, the 950s are going for 30. That's not bad. That's not bad either. Okay, interesting. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up. Okay, 927. The numbers look okay, but I don't even know if this company has dividends or not. It's not something I would normally buy. I've never even heard of this company before. Okay, last 90 days. Up, down, up, down, up. Okay, what's going on right there? The last 30 days. All right, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, that looks normal. The 950 is going for 30 cents per share. That's nice. If you like this company. What do I think of Jets? Well, a little on the pricey side. I probably wouldn't use one as often, to substantiate buying one. But I appreciate that. What do I think of UNH? Faber, I paper trade and take pictures of my positions and ask GPT to explain the numbers. And how does that work for you? Johnny wants to take a look at University of New Hampshire, UNH. Okay, here's the top, here's the bottom. Look at this. Up, down, sideways. We're at 325. The 325 is going for 345. If you like United Health Group. What do you think? Okay, up, down, up, down. It's going down at the moment. I wouldn't do anything until it went the other way. Jets, the ETF. Never heard of it. JETS. Hell no. Okay, who came up with that one? Stallone. Yeah, I don't buy at the high. It's at the high of the year. Why the hell would I want to buy at the high of the year? It helps big time. All right. Adorabella. How does that work for you with GPT? All right, definitely not talking to me. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you there, Farmer. IRM. Okay, Adorabella. IRM. What is that? IRM. Dropping like a rock. See that right there? Okay, we're way up here, 185. We dropped 135. Bump up, back down. We're at 113. Go from 185 to 113. Yeah. Wait for the bottom to show up. Macy's too high. Stay away. Yep, I hear you. Okay, Bailey. XRP is not a dividend stock. Okay, sorry. What else do we have here? Ooh, Palantir. Taxman Slayer. Why the heck would you want to do Palantir? All right. Ideally, weekly options that give you at least 1% or more. Got it. I will have to look into it. It seems like good knowledge. Nuggets even for day trade. Oh, yeah, I don't do day trading. A little too risky for me. All righty. Okay, Shock Trader wants to take a look at Annaly. Taxman, Palantir, PLTR, PLTR. See that right there? Let me zoom into that for you. Taxman, explain to me why this looks good to you. Okay, 30 days ago, we're at 150. Now we're at 200. From 150 to 200 is a $50 increase. $50 increase on a $150 stock. That's a 30% increase. From here to here, 30%. What makes you think just because you want to buy it, it's going to continue going up after it already went up 30%? They say a profit is not a profit until you take it. 30%, yeah, I'm out. No, thank you. I'll wait for this thing to turn around. Shock Trader, Annaly, NLY. Hell no. The high of the year? What are you thinking? I don't buy it the high of the year. That just doesn't make any sense. UMAC, UMAC. Interesting. Okay, high 22, low 4, drops, shoots up, back down, back up, back down, back up. Okay, what's going on right there? Let's look at your last 30 days. There you go, last 30 days. 30-day bottom, shoots up, pulls back, now you get a new 30-day top. I don't buy at the 30-day high. It just doesn't make sense to me. The numbers just don't work. Next, Dave, Alcoa. We looked at it already. Gravy, thank you. AJ, AXSM. What is that, AJ? AXSM. Axum Therapeutics. No. High of the year, and I don't do monthlies. Sorry. Fabian, how are you today? So you don't buy the high because statistically they're likely to continue to go up, right? No. No, 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 no. Okay? Take a good, Adorabella, take a look at this. 115 to 154. Okay, 115 to 154. That's over 30 bucks. Okay, that is a nice 115. That 35% between here and here. 35%, that's a lot in the last couple of months. When a stock moves up over 10%, a lot of people take profits. So no, I don't hang around and wait and hope that it goes higher. I don't buy at the high, period. That's it. Me. If you want to do it, you do that. It's just my style. Checks all the boxes. It's just simple and easy. Solid. Like that pre-loft flipper. Scratch sent you an awesome live. Yay! Thank you, Scratch. All right. All right. What else do we have here? Oh, this week is crazy hot. Yeah, I was outside today in a pair of shorts. No shoes, no socks, no flippers, just a pair of shorts. No shirt. Sounds like good stuff to me. Well, it depends. Do you like it to be warm? It was like in the 70s. Lovely. Not too hot, not too cold. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, hold on a second. John Bohay wants to take a look at MAS. I said a MAS, a TEA, a G with a double A. I don't do monthlies. And how about thee? All right, it says MAS, January, February, April, July. I don't do monthlies. They just don't pay enough for me. And they're too much of a pain in the butt to try to figure them out. Nope. Weeklies only. Sorry. Adorabella, Eli Lilly. What? L? Is it LLY? Yeah, it's LLY. You gave me the wrong ticker symbol. No, I'm not doing anything at $1,000 a share. Just no. We already did Oracle. What's the strategy? Hayes, the strategy is buying dividend stocks just before the EX dividend date as the stock's getting bouncing off the bottom, and then we're doing a covered call for a simple, safe, predictable 1% per week. That's what we're doing. ABR, sounds like good stuff to me. Thank you, OG. Okay, Johnny wants to take a look at JEPQ. Johnny, we haven't done this in a while. JEPQ. Okay, Johnny, we're coming over here to Yahoo Finance. Okay, give it a second, let it load up. Now, the reason we're coming to Yahoo Finance, Johnny, okay, Johnny, this is for you. Okay, here it is right there. JP Morgan NASDAQ Equity ETF JEPQ. It's 58.89. All righty. So, we want to take a look at the historical data. Johnny, historical data. Those are the numbers on a consistent basis, year after year, week after week, day after day, month after month. Here they are right there. Okay, the dates, the open, the high, the low, the close, the adjustment, and the volume. Tells me everything I need to know about the stocks. But that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is dividends only. Now, the reason why I want to look at the dividend, because the dividend is a portion of the company's profits that they give back to the investors. Now, I want to look at all the dividends. Unfortunately, JEPQ only goes back 3 years. Johnny, this company's only 3 years old. When I say I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week, well, I only want to do companies that have at least 2 decades of profits and consistently increasing profits. This thing's got 3 years. 3. You got 17 more years to go before I look at this thing. But let's take a look at the numbers. 37 to 34. That's going backwards. That means you're not profiting, you're actually losing money. 34 to 40, that's up. 54, that's up. 38 is down. 68, 54 down. 57, 44 is down. 43 is down. This thing goes down more than it goes up. Johnny, it just doesn't make any sense. Okay, 57 to 44, down. 43, down. 45, up. 48, up. 35, down. 36, up. 36.6, down. Up, down, up, up, down. It goes down more than it goes up. Why would I want to look at that? All right, ABR. Isn't that Arbor Realty, ABR? Isn't that a no? ABR. Hell no. Look at this thing dropping like a rock. Why is it dropping? Look at this. Big drop, sideways, big drop. No. And look at this, a bunch of zeros. No, no, hell no. ABR, no. Sorry. I've joined your fan club for a month. Yay, Franklin. Throttle therapy. Why the hell do you want to look at the TQs? Seriously. TQQQ. We're going to go back to Yahoo Finance, okay? There it is right there. Pro shares TQQQ. All right. It's at $54, and here are the dividends. $2014. That's like 1/1000th. Yeah, hell no. Look at these numbers. They're horrible. 14, 15, nothing for 16, nothing for 17, 18, 19, nothing for 20, nothing for 21, 23, 24. Okay, so it goes from 4 to 7 to 6, that's down. 6, 9, that's up. 11, that's up. 10, that's down. 14, that's up. 11, that's down. 13's up, that's down, that's up, that's down. Hell no. Hell no. Who came up with the TQs? Dude, did you even check the numbers? Not even checking the numbers. Okay, scat. What the hell is scat? Does JEPQ do weeklies? Don't know, don't care. The numbers are horrible. They're not consistently profitable. Let's find out. Does the JEPQ do, okay, JEPQ. No. No to JEPQ. No weeklies. AGNC is going to be a no. Google, no. Only has 2 or 3 years of dividends. AJ, Pepsi, PEP. Take a look. It's dropping right there. Let's zoom into that. Okay, here's your bottom. Shoots up, pulls back. Give it a look. Give it till next week for Pepsi, if you really like Pepsi. Yep, I already have it written down for next week. Okay, Rips. What site are you on? Would love to look closer at my different stocks. Jazz Sweets Plum. Okay. The website I was looking at was Yahoo Finance. Rips. S-C-A-T. Scat. What the heck is scat? It's a no is what it is. ECAT. ECAT. That's another no. AGNC. Dividend King at 13% for consecutive years. Also priming a short squeeze at 11. AGNC. All right, who came up with AGNC? Peaceman B49. All right, take a look. Okay, it's at the high, which is a no. Okay, the 1081 would be the 11s. Okay, the 11s are paying 2 cents. Hold that thought. Okay, who came up with it? Peaceman. Okay, 1087. The 11s going for 2 cents. Hell no. And then look at this. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Now, I really don't care if it is a dividend king. The premiums are absolutely horrific. So no, it's AGNC. I just don't play it anymore. Time to delete. You tell these people no, hell no, and they're still going to buy it. They don't care what you say. Thank you, Time to Delete. That was very nice of you. All right. Just like the person here last week saying you told him to buy NVIDIA calls. Yeah, no, I did not. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. Thanks. Dr. Dev thinks that's funny. All right. Jazz Sweet, thank you. You're welcome. FL. Do you use ESG data to make investment decisions? No, I do not. Time to Delete. NVIDIA calls. Hell no. Adorabella, Coca-Cola, KO. Now, Adorabella, just to let you know, I've been trading for almost 30 years, and I may have bought in Coca-Cola twice. That's it. Now, the reason being, see right here, it was a 720. The closest strike price is going to be the 70, and it's only paying 46 cents. So no, I very rarely ever buy Coca-Cola. The numbers are just terrible. Aristocratic Financials. ORC, we already looked at that. DT wants to take a look at RZLT. What is that? RZLT. Resolute. No, I don't do monthlies. They just don't work for me. Sorry. EOS. What the heck is that? EOSE. EOS Energy. Interesting. It's at 13. Holy shit, the 13 is going for 40. All right, check this out. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Sideways, up, down, up. 12.89 and the 13s, they're going for 40 cents. Well, that's a nice one. Well, let's take a look. Here's the last 90 days. Okay, 90 days ago, look at the movement. The top, the bottom, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, what's going on there? 12.89, the 13s, 40. Sounds good if you like this company. I've never heard of them. So, no, it's not something that I would do. But let's take a look at the numbers anyway. The 13s, right there. Stocks and drops. How you doing today? Dr. Dev, 1% of the stock price. What's the typical premium you're looking for? Absolutely, 1% of the stock price. It kind of makes sense. Well, to me it does. Here we go. Here we go, yo. Buy one covered call, EOSE. The 13 call option for this coming Friday. The profit's 45. The investment is $12.55. Adorabella. ExxonMobil. Sure, why not? We'll take a look at it in a minute. Hold tight. Alrighty, so calculator, if you may, if $45 is the profit and the investment is going to be $1,255, well, what's the rate of return? Okay, 1,255, 3.5%. Terrell Williams, what are you doing? Well, I'm teaching how to invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Simply, safely, predictably, consistently, 1% per week. That's over 50% per year, in case you were wondering. That's what we're doing here. So, do you like this company? I have no idea who they are, but they're offering 3.5%. Okay, well, is 3.5% something you like? It's an interesting question. Do you even know who they are?